This is Lisa reading Sight for Wight celebrates 160 years. Sight for Wight, the Isle of Wight Society for the Blind, is the oldest working island charity and celebrates its 160th birthday this year. Recent further delvings into archives have revealed that in fact the charity was founded on the 5th of April, my birthday too. Sight for Wight is looking for 365 people who could each donate £160 to support the charity for a day. This would raise a staggering £58,400, which would fulfil 78% of our annual fundraising needs of the charity. We have been the very grateful beneficiaries of donations for people in lieu of birthday presents, and this gave me the idea of making this more official, recognising that individual on their chosen day as the person who supported our charity for that day. Dates will be allocated on a first-come, first-served basis, and we will only have one person for each day. But it is not just birthdays. I want to extend this to include companies celebrating the day they were formed, anniversaries, last day of school, first kiss, first date, receiving an award, accomplishing any personal goal, or just because. Sue Bungay Chair of Trustees praised the idea. I truly believe that we can find 365 people to support our work. This fundraising idea really would allow us to meet the vast majority of our annual target, leaving staff and volunteers free to help our members even further by reducing time spent on fundraising. The remainder of our target will be through awareness-raising events, which are equally so important. 1865 to 1895. During the mid-Victorian period in Great Britain, interest and concern began regarding the plight of blind people and their families living in the community. The concern brought about the formation of societies whose specific aims were to support needy blind people in the community. On the 5th of April 1865, John Cooper wrote to the editor of the Isle of Wight Observer asking vicars of all denominations and interested ladies and gentlemen to come together and form a committee to represent the needs of the blind and raise money. The Isle of Wight Society for the Blind was born. The year 1920 saw the introduction of the Blind Persons Act, which laid certain responsibilities on local authorities to provide some services for blind people. It was permissible for local authorities to delegate some or all of these responsibilities to a voluntary agency, and in 1921 this society became affiliated to the council, and this remained true until 2007. Home at Polars for blind Isle of Wight residents. In 1946, GP Dr. Finlay proposed opening a home for the blind, and by 1951 the society had plans in place to build a 20-person bedroom at Polars, adjoining a council care home. A total of £22,750 had to be raised for the blind. The county press bore a front-page fundraiser asking people to purchase a brick for £1. It is believed this was the first home built after the National Assistance Act was passed in 1948, and the only one built in conjunction with an old people's home, allowing blind people to mix with sighted people and become friends. As I am now at the helm of the Isle of Wight's oldest working charity, I stand in awe of my predecessors and what they have achieved. The early records show from 1928 to 1958, Mr. S.B. Dorr was the only employee and was famed for his unfailing compassion for the blind. When health took control, he was followed by his daughter, Mrs. Noreen Taylor, who introduced the home teacher and fought hard with the Isle of Wight Council to introduce eventually 2 full-time paid rehabilitation officers. Ian Attrell followed Noreen Taylor, who was a huge instigator in the charity moving forward, with the significant increase in number of members, both blind and partially sighted. In 1999, Olive took over, gaining the Investors in People Award. This was followed in 2014 under Estelle Thomas with the Queen's Award for Voluntary Service. Since 2020, I am at the helm with our amazing team of volunteers, staff, trustees and members.